What innocent memory from your childhood do you now realize was traumatic? When I was 8, my friends and I discovered the most magical place in our neighborhood. There was this tiny pink trailer parked crooked in someone's backyard, 2 blocks from my grandma's house. It always smelled like cigarettes and cinnamon when you walked by. An old lady named Miss Edie lived there. She had this deal where if you knocked on her door and sang the secret song, she'd give you homemade rock candy. The song was something my cousin Tyler made up. One sweet step, one sweet smile, Miss Edie gives the treats with style. Looking back, it sounds completely insane. But when you're 8 years old, it felt like discovering a real fairy tale house. Miss Edie always wore these bright pink wigs with plastic flowers stuck in them. Sometimes she had glitter all over her arms and face. She'd invite us inside and ask about our grades, let us pet her 3 little dogs, and tell us we were her favorite sweethearts. The trailer was cramped and dark inside. She had this weird collection of dolls everywhere, and the walls were covered with drawings that looked like kids made them. I remember thinking it was so cool that she kept all the artwork kids gave her. Every weekend I'd bike over there with my friends Jake and Benny. We'd sing the stupid song and she'd come out with a little baggie of rock candy. Pink ones, blue ones, sometimes green. They were way better than store-bought candy. Miss Edie would always ask us to come inside for a few minutes. She'd show us her photo albums and tell us stories about when she was young. She had this camera in the corner of the trailer that would blink red sometimes. When I asked about it once, she said it was for her art project, and she was documenting her daily life. She'd always ask for hugs before we left, long hugs. And she'd tell us not to mention our visits to our parents because adults wouldn't understand how special our friendship was. She said grown-ups got jealous when kids had fun without them. I thought that made perfect sense. Adults were always ruining fun things. One time Jake couldn't come, so it was just me and Benny. Miss Edie seemed extra excited that day. She took more pictures than usual and kept saying how handsome we looked. She asked if we wanted to try on some costumes she had. Just for fun, she said. Just for some pictures. The costumes were weird, like old-fashioned sailor outfits, but they were too small and felt scratchy. She kept adjusting them and taking photos with her regular camera, not just the blinking one. She gave us extra candy that day and made us promise it would be our special secret. When I was 10, my dad got transferred to a different city and we moved away. I was actually sad to leave Miss Edie behind. She was like having a weird grandma who gave out unlimited candy. 10 years later, I was in college scrolling through Facebook when I saw an article shared in my hometown group. The headline made my stomach drop. Local woman arrested on 37 counts of possession and distribution of explicit child images. Homemade candy operation used as front. There was a mugshot. It was Miss Edie, but without the wig. Her real hair was gray and thin. She looked so much older and smaller than I remembered. I read the whole article twice, my hands shaking. Police had found hundreds of photos and videos on her computer. The trailer had been set up like a studio. The candy was just bait. The secret song was to make sure only kids who'd been told about her would show up. I called Jake immediately. He'd seen the article too. We both realized the same horrible thing at the same time. Those costume photos, the long hugs, the way she'd get excited when it was just 1 or 2 of us. I thought about calling the police, but the article said she'd already been sentenced to 15 years. It mentioned that most of the evidence came from her computer and camera equipment. Some victims had been identified, but many couldn't be because the files were too old.